Well, hello. My name is Angela Hooper Menifield, and today is March 25th, 2020, and this is your HR Moment with Menifield and Associates. So, today I want to talk a little bit about our perspective and attitude, right? Because oftentimes we have to remind ourselves to make the best of a bad situation. Now, I know many of you are like me and you've been quarantined, so to speak, or in social distancing for a couple of weeks now, so you've gotten a little used to it. Some of you may even be a little stir crazy. And then I have friends in other parts of the country, like Memphis and other places. I know in Indiana, this is new. Yesterday was their first day of being required to stay at home. And so I just want to encourage us, one, to check on each other, to check on the people that you know who are in the new zones, right? Because some of us, again, we got some lessons learned, what worked well, what didn't. But just figure out how to make the best of a bad situation. Now, why is that important? Well, number one, if we learn this as a skill, it will serve us for the rest of our lives. I'm a firm believer in the fact that perspective is everything. People who know me and talk to me a lot, they will hear me use the phrase that something just is. Somebody will say it's good or it's bad, and I'll say it just is. We get to decide if it's good or bad for us. And so today, for instance, I saw people posting on social media, hey, and what they were saying were things like, they were grateful for some of the downtime. Some of us go so fast and so hard, we never, quote unquote, stop long enough to smell the roses. And so times like this gives us an opportunity to reevaluate. For me, as a person who has a lot of ideas, wants to create new content and things like that, sometimes I'm so busy meeting the daily needs of my clients, running to appointments, coffee, networking events, and things like that, that the time to really just dedicate to content creation is not there for me. Or maybe I want to, leverage an opportunity, launch a new product, or, just tap into my creativity. Again, our lives, they're busy and they get in the way. Well, guess what? If you're a sports fan like me, you haven't been watching much lately. Now, ESPN was gracious enough, I think, on the SEC channel to have Mississippi State Day yesterday. Yay! But let's just be realistic. Everything is reruns. They're playing old games, having us relive our past. So if you're a sports fan, what are you doing with that time? One of the things I've committed myself to even doing in this hiatus, thank you, Cedric, is to get a consistent fitness program in place. The saying goes, it takes 21 days to create a new habit. Well, I'm in week 2, go Steelers, that's right. I'm in week 2, right, of my quarantine or social distancing. And so I asked people on Facebook, hey, would you like to be a part of a group with me just to hold each other accountable? And, just right before I got on this video, my sweet cousin texted me and she let me know what she had done today. So we're holding each other accountable because, again, I use time as an excuse. And I say that to be really transparent. It is an excuse. We have time and we make time for the things that are important. But use this time to evaluate how you have been using your time. Is that watching too much TV? And just doing nonsense things or going places, walking stores for no reason, right? Because the only stores that are really open now are the grocery stores. But try to make a positive out of it. A lot of companies, for instance, over this period of time, their services were no longer needed, but many of them volunteered to try to make masks or to help in other areas. So in other words, what they said is we have resources and talents. How can we use our skills and talents to meet the need that's there? And if we think about that for our individual businesses, for our lives, what we'll find is there's always a solution. There's always something else that we can try to do. Now, will you have to learn a new skill? Of course you will, because if those people had not been making masks, even though they know how to sew or make things, they had to learn something, but they were willing. And in a crisis, that's what we need is people who are willing to step up and fill a need. But the economy and people will tell you often what it is they need from us. Many times, as business owners, our response is, I don't offer that, or no. And so I just want to encourage you to keep an open mind as you listen to some of the needs. Some of us will walk away from this experience with a different perspective and see our businesses or the services that we provide differently. Now, most of my videos are always targeted at supervisors, leaders, managers, and things like that. I need for you to know the energy that you project in these situations, it's left upon your team. So you have to be calm in crisis and figure out how to make lemonade out of lemons, or as one of my friends said on social media the other day, he's going to have a franchise of lemonade stands, right? But in other words, there's always something that we can figure out how to make positive out of a negative situation. So, how have you guys been doing? How are you working from home? Are you still going to work? My daughter right now is still going to work every day, and I can tell she's having a little angst, right? Because she's trying to figure out how is it that some people need to be sent home and others don't. And she has a job that can be worked remotely. And so as you hear those types of things, people are concerned. The other buzzword is, I'm an essential employee, right? So let me just say this, and I wish we would quit using that phrase that way. So this is the HR side of me talking now. We don't have essential and non-essential employees. That's really not how we should refer to it. We should refer to it as the duties or the function is essential to the day-to-day operation, the core mission, as in it would cause detriment or harm if that function were not to take place. All of our employees are essential. And as leaders and managers, we need to speak into that. Do not tell people they're not essential. Maybe their duties are not core, or if we have to figure out what it is we can and cannot keep doing in this situation, there are certain duties that could be put aside, right? And so talk about duties, talk about functions, not about people. All people are essential. So that's just my little 2 cents. And yes, I do try to make things politically correct, and I try to make everybody feel good, because I would never want to be told that I wasn't essential. Again, I know that's not what people mean, but that's what they're saying. So be cognizant of that as leaders, managers, supervisors, and even your peers, right? Don't look at your friends or your coworkers and say, I'm essential and you're not, right? So anyway, make positive or make good out of bad. Find the positive in all things. Keep a positive attitude. Again, if you're homeschooling your kids now, they pick up on that energy. Your peers, do something that's positive. So exercise is a great thing, a healthy diet. I've seen a lot of posts about people who are eating a lot, and I can say over the weekend I was terrible. I actually think that's why I had a migraine Sunday, but it got my attention. And so how can we come out of these, weeks or however long it takes us better than we went in? And that's a personal question, and we all have to figure that out for ourselves. But I challenge you to find at least one area in your life, whether that's the amount of your spiritual time, prayer, meditation, exercise, reducing eating out, money spent on unnecessary things, but just find one area in your life that you can come out better than you started when this coronavirus sent us all home. So again, my name is Angela Hooper Menifield of Menifield and Associates. I thank you guys for watching. I'd love to chat with you, hear how things are going. And tell your friends, like my page, go to my YouTube channel as I try to continue to build my brand as well. Take care, have a great day, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.